Well, Sunday, the president told Fox's Bill O'Reilly there's not even a smidgen of corruption when it comes to the IRS targeting of conservative groups. But newly revealed emails obtained by the House Ways and Means Committee show former IRS Executive Lois Lerner conspired with the Treasury Department to change rules to allow regulations that would place restrictions on conservative nonprofits. Meantime, the Department of Justice attorney in charge of investigating the scandal, Barbara Bosserman, well, she's contributed nearly $7,000 to Obama campaigns over the last 10 years. On Thursday, Catherine Engelbrecht, who's appeared on this show twice and who has become the face of the IRS targeting scandal, testified before the House Oversight and Government Reform Subcommittee on Regulatory Affairs, where she took some questions from Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan.
In your first 20 years of business, did the IRS ever audit you?
No, sir.
But once you filed your application, did they audit you?
Many times.
Okay. And in your first 20 years of business, did the FBI ever visit you?
No, sir.
But once you filed your application, did they visit you?
6 times.
But Mr. Connolly wants us all to believe that's a coincidence.
Yeah, coincidence. Well, Cleta Mitchell is the attorney representing Catherine Engelbrecht and other groups who've been targeted and joins me now. Cleta, it's a pleasure to have you back on the show. Thanks for being here to help put some light on this amazing story. Cleta, I want to begin with this. President Obama made this statement that there's not a smidgen of evidence indicating any corruption. Now, where I come from, a smidgen means just a little bitty bit. So he said basically there isn't any. Was that the truth?
It was not the truth. It is not the truth. Remember, this is the same man who last summer declared the IRS scandal to be a phony scandal. He's done everything he can to divert attention from what really has been going on and is still going on in the IRS. And Governor, I have to tell you, I think that the administration is afraid of the people. And I think that because they were afraid of the people rising up as they did in 2010 to fight Obamacare, to fight spiraling out of control spending, I think that's exactly what they're afraid is going to happen in 2014, and that's why they have been trying to silence political opposition and philosophical opposition all over the country.
You talked to the Department of Justice yesterday. Did you get any indication that they're maybe beginning to see the light on any of this? Can you tell us what they told you?
Well, we didn't talk about a lot of things. Frankly, I ask a lot of questions. You know, they want to talk about True the Vote, and they want to talk about another couple of my clients. And, you know, one of the things that's worrisome to me is that it's taken them so long. And I said to them, I said, you know, I've been pretty publicly critical that you have just now gotten around to talking to me, and you've talked to none of the witnesses and the groups around the country. And of course their response is, well, we do things in our order. But one of the things that really worries me is that the Civil Rights Division is involved in this investigation, the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department. And Governor, I don't know if you're aware, but the person who has just been named as the nominee to head the Civil Rights Division is somebody who led an international crusade to free a cop killer from Philadelphia and have his sentence commuted. The person who was the former head of the Justice Department Civil Rights Division was castigated by the Justice Department's own Inspector General a year ago this month, which found that political ideology was forming the basis of many decisions in the Division of Civil Rights, and that's who wants to talk to me now. So the Office of Public Integrity is also involved, and I've never had a problem in my personal interactions with the Office of Public Integrity on behalf of clients. But remember that there were lawyers from the Office of Public Integrity who were sanctioned by the federal court when it was learned that the things that they had done against former Senator Ted Stevens constituted prosecutorial misconduct. So I think maybe it's time for a special independent counsel to be appointed so that perhaps we could then begin to have some confidence that the criminal actions that have taken place are really going to be investigated and pursued.
And Cleta, I want to bring into focus that a lot of people assumed that when this was exposed and it became obvious that there were targeting of conservative groups and pro-life groups and pro-Jewish groups, that it would stop. Has the targeting stopped? Has the harassment stopped? Or is it still going on?
It is still going on, Governor. In fact, last August, remember the TIGTA report, the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration report, that confirmed that there was indeed philosophical political targeting of conservative groups. That came out in May. In August of 2013, the IRS sent more letters to groups, conservative groups. 2 of my clients received even more letters asking further information, further questions, intrusive, burdensome questions, which I believe they'd already asked and answered several times before. One of the groups that I represent did get its tax-exempt status finally in November of 2013, 3.5 years after applying. Another group, the Tea Party Patriots, still has not received its tax-exempt status after more than 3 years.
What would it take to resolve this? What is going to finally bring this to a halt and resolve it and satisfy it?
I think we have to get the IRS out of the process altogether. Number one, I think that we have to I don't think you should have to go ask the federal government, Mother May I, before you can function as a nonprofit exempt organization. So I think we ought to get them out of that process altogether. Number two, I think that we need to make certain that the IRS is never able to use political contribution information for purposes of defining who gets audited and who doesn't, because I think that's what they're doing. And number three, I think we should have organizations, we should repeal the law that makes them tell the IRS who their donors are. I don't think the government has any business knowing that.
Cleta, I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and get your insights.
Thank you.
Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.